We'll start this morning with some big breaking news.
Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola is reportedly keen to pursue a deal for unsettled Manchester United midfielder Kobbie Mainoo, a move that would spark one of the most sensational transfer sagas in English football in recent years. Mainoo, who has been widely regarded as one of United's brightest academy graduates, has enjoyed a rapid rise into the first team over the past year, establishing himself as a key figure in Ten Hag's midfield. His technical quality, composure on the ball, and intelligence beyond his years have drawn admiration across Europe, but it is Guardiola's growing interest that is now threatening to shake Old Trafford. The story of Mainoo at United has been one of hope for supporters desperate for signs of progress in what has been a turbulent few seasons. At just 19, he has carried himself with the maturity of a seasoned professional, often being the calm presence in midfield even when United have struggled collectively. However, his development has coincided with instability around him, from inconsistent results to questions over the long-term future of manager Ten Hag and uncertainty around United's project under new minority shareholder Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Those close to the player suggest that Mainoo has grown frustrated at the lack of direction and is unsure whether his ambitions can be matched at Old Trafford in the coming years. Guardiola, who has built his reputation on crafting some of the best midfields in modern football, is believed to be a huge admirer of Mainoo's profile. The Spaniard values midfielders who are technically secure, able to dictate tempo, and intelligent enough to adapt to positional rotations. For Guardiola, Mainoo fits the mold perfectly. Sources have indicated that City could be prepared to test United's resolve with a significant bid as early as the next transfer window, particularly as Guardiola looks to refresh his options in midfield with long-term planning in mind. A transfer of this magnitude would be seismic given the deep rivalry between Manchester United and Manchester City. Rarely do players cross the divide, and when they do, the fallout is enormous. To lose a prized academy talent, someone who has been hailed as the future of United's midfield, to their neighbours would not only weaken United on the pitch but also deal a crushing blow to the morale of supporters who have long prided themselves on nurturing homegrown stars. For City, however, the acquisition would be a statement of intent, reinforcing their dominance over their rivals not only in the league table but also in the transfer market. Mainoo's contract situation is expected to play a role in how this story develops. United tied him down to a long-term deal not too long ago, signaling their determination to build around him. Yet as football has shown repeatedly, contracts offer little guarantee if the player's head is turned and a substantial bid arrives. Guardiola and City are known for their patient approach in such scenarios, willing to wait for the right moment and allow circumstances to shift in their favor. With Mainoo reportedly unsettled and United under scrutiny, the possibility of City making an audacious move is far from unrealistic. From Guardiola's perspective, adding Mainoo would also be about the future of his midfield. Kevin De Bruyne, while still world-class, is entering the latter stages of his career. Rodri remains the anchor, but the supporting cast around him has seen transitions, with players like Calvin Phillips failing to establish themselves and Bernardo Silva constantly linked with a move away. Guardiola has always looked to the next generation, and Mainoo could be groomed into a central figure for years to come, learning within a system that is tailored to extract the best from technically gifted midfielders. For United, however, the situation is clear. They cannot afford to lose Mainoo, especially not to their biggest rivals. In many ways, he represents more than just a player on the pitch, he is a symbol of the club's ability to still produce elite talent through its famed academy. Allowing him to leave, even in the face of a record-breaking bid, would send the wrong message about the direction of the club and its ambitions under new ownership structures. Fans, too, would view such a departure as a betrayal of the club's heritage and as further evidence of the growing gap between themselves and their rivals across town. It is also worth noting that Guardiola has historically been respectful of rivalries but unafraid to exploit opportunities in the market. If he believes Mainoo can elevate City's squad and serve as a foundation for the next decade, he will push the club to explore every possible avenue. For Mainoo himself, the decision would be monumental. A move to City would almost certainly guarantee him silverware and the chance to work under one of the greatest managers of all time, yet it would also mean becoming a controversial figure among United supporters who once saw him as their beacon of hope. The coming months will therefore be crucial in determining whether the story gathers momentum or fades away as a rumor. Much will depend on United's performances, the clarity of their project under Ratcliffe's influence, and their ability to convince Mainoo that his future is best served at Old Trafford. If doubts persist and Guardiola decides to intensify his pursuit, English football could be set for one of the most dramatic and divisive transfer sagas in recent history. For now, the links between Guardiola and Mainoo remain speculative, but they highlight the vulnerability of United at a time when their neighbours continue to strengthen. What is certain is that Mainoo's talent has not gone unnoticed, and if City decide to make their move, United will be forced into a battle not only to keep their star but also to defend their pride. The idea of a homegrown prodigy trading the red of Manchester for the blue may seem unthinkable, but in modern football, where ambition and opportunity often outweigh tradition, it is a possibility that cannot be entirely dismissed.